What is up, everybody? Let y'all come in here. Yeah, it's been a couple of days since I did a video. I wanted to let y'all know I haven't canceled the channel. I keep getting these thoughts of me canceling the channel. So I decided to show my face. The channel is under construction. And it's something I wanted to talk about real quick. This is a new angle in the manosphere that hasn't been talked about. So anybody, let me give proper credit where credit is due. Obsidian's doing a video right now talking about submissive, basically Boyce Watkins, and him basically yet being another dude to have something to say about Kevin. And I want to really take this as an opportunity to talk about submissive husbands. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's gonna be a little bit difficult for me to see you all's comments because of how I got this phone angled. And yes, this is gonna be something I'm gonna be doing. I will be doing reaction videos as well. So yeah, I hope y'all like the fucking microphone, because notice this isn't going directly through the phone. So anyway, where's my other? I got this shit too. So yeah, people can shut the fuck up talking about microphones now. Actually, I had this for a long time. I just never pulled the stand out of it. So anyway, let's jump this straight up. So anyway, this is gonna be just another vlog. I'm just doing it in a different type of way. Um, so here's the deal. So you've had what's his name? Damn, I forgot her name. Mr. Pope, Carrie Pope. What was it? 2 weeks ago. It seems like so much shit happens, man. I swear to God, it seems. I mean, you got these fucking riots, all this bullshit. So anyway, 2 or 3 weeks ago, you got Carrie Pope talking about, basically wants to talk about Minister Jap, and then also wants to come in and defend his wife, when she basically lost her goddamn mind on, let me know if you can hear me too. Press 1 if you can hear me. It's saying that I sound low. Oh, that's what you. Press 1 if y'all can hear me better now. Press 1 if y'all can hear me better now. All right. So yeah. So like I said, got my microphone shit right, as you can see. So this is lavalier I got on right now. And one thing I will do is I should have did an opening video for all the stuff that I got. I'll probably be doing a review on some of the stuff that I got, just so other dudes that may want to be interested in what I got, because I've gotten emails about that. Shout out to Obsidian. And like I said, Obsidian's doing a video right now as far as Boyce Watkins. So definitely check that out. And it inspired me to do this video on submissive husbands. So we can start basically a couple of weeks ago when Carrie Pope had something to say, Rebecca Lynn Pope's wife, when she basically lost her motherfucking mind. She decided to take a video that she did 3 years ago, keep it up, but still basically do the cry, tear bullshit. And then and then when she got heat, because obviously, that's a full of shit moment, because people even fuck the video from 3 years ago. You can even go to the roommates broadcast and see where, even though she tried to balance it out a little bit, she still said the same shit. She just didn't say it with as much force. So it's not about, people just going in and holding somebody accountable to what they said once. It's been a traction of her saying that. It's just she doesn't want to own the very words she said. So then Carrie Pope comes in here, and then what does he do? He sits there and basically sounds like a fucking idiot. What these dudes are doing is basically going kamikaze for their wives. And it goes to show you they're not leading their relationships. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, what do you do when a female does some stupid shit? You may say it diplomatically, but you be like, the shit you did was dumb. Not no, oh well, let me go out there and fall on a grenade for you to save your ego. No, you should have did that dumb shit. Yeah, don't rub it. Own your ego. Fuck it. So he comes in there and looks stupid, says something about Kevin, then got something to say about Minister Jap. Minister Jap about German Shepherds. Keep in mind, these dudes, and I'm going to Boyce in a second, but keep in mind, none of these dudes ever have the ability to actually call somebody up. You can't tell me that that Kevin won't interview you. Kevin has been on Jessica X. He pops on people's platforms, our platforms from time to time. Hell, he's come Bernard's, all of them. He ain't act like he done got ghost, and we ain't got none of the views or subscribers that they got. So they're not reaching out to him. That's some cowardly shit, like straight up. Especially, so that's number one. Number two, look, I gotta say, Jason Black, same thing. You know, none of these people can reach out to these people to get in contact with them. They either do something that burns the bridge by talking shit beforehand, or they fucking just talk as if somebody doesn't exist. So let's fast forward it and make sure y'all get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Fast forward it to what we're dealing with right now. Well, you've got Boyce Watkins that has something to say. Now, to be fair, Boyce Watkins wants to say that he doesn't have a problem with Kevin. That may be true. But the thing about it is he still felt some type of way. And again, I point to his video where Lori Cutno, somebody that he has interviewed years before Kevin even started doing this, she has said similar things. And then it was the darker skinned black woman, I forget her name, was saying the same thing. And then his wife looked like an idiot because his wife went into a certain thing, talking about something that's not in her field. And then she's running her mouth off. And I'm not saying this to be mean. What I'm saying is you sound stupid. You sound stupid. You don't sound like you know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, it's almost like a deer in the headlights. And remember what I said a couple of weeks ago when that happened. What did I say? I said Boyce didn't do his job, which is basically telling her you need to it's not about doing research, but let's get all the opinions of what everybody thinks. And not just what the typical shit is. Listen to more Kevin stuff. Look at what other people that may have something similar to say. Get some understanding about it. Hell, if you want to talk that shit, he's promoted, he did an interview with the dude that owns blackandmarriedwithkids.com, who that's ran by two black men and black woman married couple. Get an interview with them and then ask them about what Kevin has to say. But no, what he does is, I got to protect my wife's ego. He basically gets on there with her, and then we're going to try this again. And then as Obsidian's doing right now, as you know, this is where Obsidian's in his element. He's basically breaking that shit down. And to the point where Boyce even, because he probably did another video about this before, recently, because Boyce mentioned it, said there's one guy that's saying, why does Boyce have an issue with Kevin? And he tried to play it off and say, hey, I don't have a problem with Kevin. Well, my thing is, you have a history of beefing with dudes. You have a history of women cussing you out. This is what the history is here. Now, I've always called balls and strikes on Boyce, but I've always tried to defend Boyce where I can. But I am under no illusions do I really go at dudes that really call him names, such as a simp and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, they're calling the ball and the strike. And he made one kind of comment talking about somebody's a coward and they need therapy because he's talking about expressing that he likes his he loves his wife. Okay, fine, that's your wife you love. But the thing is, you have a tendency to do things like telling black men they should sign up for the stepdaddy program, when I don't even think that's what Boyce did. Boyce pursued his career. By the way, telling black men that don't have children when he had a child. And it didn't work out, whatever, he had a child. My point to saying this is, a lot of y'all need to do better than this shit. Like, with all of y'all that's got like 80,000 subscribers, Boyce is at like 200 and something. I think fucking Kevin's gonna pass Boyce. Boyce may be at 300 and something. it's like y'all can't say these dudes are not at your level on YouTube and these are not known people. So you all can't like reach out to these people that like a man. And actually, at least, I mean, shit, even the media says, hey, we had this story. We tried to call dude for comment. Dude didn't want to talk. So we're going to say what the fuck we're going to say. Why? Because they at least said we tried to get him for comment, to give him the opportunity to comment. You all are not doing that. What you all are doing is making videos talking around stuff rather than asking somebody, because now that puts you all on blast. And as far as the husband thing, you know, because this really jumped out to me with SWP when I was listening to him way back when, is when he was talking about, you know, how his father was a submissive husband. And I was like, wow, man, that takes a lot to really just admit to that and just say that, because a lot of dudes might hide that. But it's important to put that stuff out there. I've always appreciated him for doing that. What video I was looking at? I was just looking at Jada Black. When it comes to Jada Black shit with this dude, this woman cheating on this dude. Like, you gotta see the video. It's goofy, and that's all that dude's fault. The point is, this is one thing where people want to talk about black men. When you become a submissive husband, that's your fault. You walked into that situation. You chose that situation. You asked for that situation, and you stayed in that situation. That's your fault. That is your fault. That dynamic is your fault because you choose to engage every day with it. Just like how we always tell the women that it's their fault for dealing with abusive shit. It's your fault for even signing up for shit like that. Now I get the whys as to why they're a match and all that. So I get that. But what I'm saying is, you do a video. Why don't you actually, if you really wanted to do something for your wife, in my opinion, this is what you do. What you do is you reach out to Kevin and you say, hey, let's do an interview. My wife's going to be there. Kevin clearly is not afraid to talk to women. Kevin's been married twice. If your wife wants to ask questions, why don't she ask the source? You've built up a platform. You've built not only on YouTube, but around. You would think you would be able to make that happen for her. I assume she's not scared to talk to him. I mean that. I assume that. So my question is, why hasn't that happened? Now, I'm not privy to. Maybe Boyce has reached out. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? I suspect he hasn't, though. And so these little games that people like to play, as if like the people in the sphere or whatever, we're afraid to talk to people. That's not true. It's not true. We know where we stand and why we stand. And hell, Kevin's had back and forth with people in the sphere. I mean, this thing where people want to play this little, oh, I got subscribers, so I don't got to really have to engage certain things. That shit is starting not to be true anymore. And now it's like people don't know what to do because they've been operating, because a lot of these people are not as serious at resolving issues as they like to think they are. Like, boy, again, and shout out to Ronald Neal, because he's the one that called Boyce out on that. It should never come out of your mouth telling black men that they should be stepfathers. And then you think you actually are going to have credibility with black men. I mean, it shouldn't. And I mean, you try to create a group called Black Men United, and this is the type of shit that you actually think. I mean, for real. I mean, seriously. I mean, I want black men. This is what I want. I want black men I want to see black men come on a panel, do it on Fox Soul, and make the case why black men should be stepfathers, that have no children. Make that case. I would love to see you all make it. I would love to hear that. Yes, I would cut that shit up and break it down, but I would love to hear you try. Because there's a lot of dudes that think that shit. And so anyway, going back to it is, let me get on the topic. You have a lot of black men that are married, that are in submissive relationships. They are not the man of the house. And this happens a variety of different ways. Like, for instance, a lot of times black men get in a situation where they want to protect cooperation, meaning a woman is supposed to be cooperating with you. You're not supposed to really be cooperating with a woman. But what happens is they play the 50-50 game. This is my partner. We're 50-50. We're equal. These are all the things. And you see it in Boyce's relationship. I mean, you see that. And the thing about it is, there's a lot of dudes like that where, and it happens. I'm not even saying these dudes are always like that. It just happens where dudes try to be stoic. They try to protect the relationship. And then the woman is willing to kamikaze the situation. Shout out to B for the $2 super chat. Nice new look. Turn the camera right side up, bro. It is what it is. I'm doing the way I'm doing it for a reason. This is actually a beta test, and I got it angled like that for a reason. As far as right side up, I got it like that for a reason, because this is for YouTube. So there's always a reason why I'm doing it. So if I decide to take this down and re-edit it to put it up normally, it's a reason. But right now, I'm actually testing some things. That's why, and use this opportunity to talk to y'all. But once again, we got the people telling me, yeah, I am sideways. I did that on purpose. And the reason why it's not right side up is because this is for YouTube. This is not for Instagram. I might be doing lives on Instagram, but I won't be doing that for a little bit. So y'all I got too many fucking Instagrams. I need to get like a merge thing anyway. Yeah, I appreciate all the comments about the fresh look. Let me see this. Hold on, let me check something. Yeah, there's a reason. I appreciate y'all calling. There's a reason. This is kind of a test. By the way, shout out to Roger. I can't believe they fucked this channel again. Okay, I see what you're talking about. But there's a reason why I'm doing it this way. Because a lot of times when I do the vlogs, I may take them down and re-put them back up. So keep that in mind. No, my barber, very good barber. Very good barber. But anyway, yeah, man. So you have these. So that's one thing I definitely am gonna start to explore is the submissive husband route. I think this would actually be excellent for like Bernard Riley to explore as a man that has been married, that is divorced. Not obviously he was a submissive husband, but somebody that's married might be more qualified to speak to it. But there a lot of these dudes are in submissive situations. The gynocracy does not stop because you're married, as you know, and you see it. This is why dudes feel a certain type of way when they're watching Boys, because of shit like that. And it's like, dude, man, you could have easily reached out to Kevin. You could have had a situation where your wife can actually ask him questions directly, rather than you make these little videos with these little comments, and then it still looks bad because you had other black women on your platform that said the opposite, that agreed a lot with what he said. So this further makes it look like she don't know what she's talking about and she's in a bubble. And yeah, you all are married, you all are good. But in the real world, well, if your goal is to get black people together, telling black men to be stepdads is not doing it. Like if that's really your goal, like these millennials are not hearing that. These millennials, 8 years, motherfucker, 8 years. In 8 years, these millennials will be 30 years old, meaning they occupy the main dating market, meaning you're going to be all types of old ass nigga. And in 8 years, you'll be 50. You'll be all types of old ass nigga trying to tell people to do that. And what happens is black people are in fucking denial. They are in the, shout out to Kevin too with the like little clips he's been uploading. Folks are in denial. And I've been seeing a couple of videos of some females that are kind of getting how serious it is, and the weight of this shit is actually starting to come down on them. And it's like a ton of bricks. It is, because the shit's been prolonged so long. But you have all these dudes that are, and I'm not saying this to be derogatory or anything by calling a submissive husband, but my thing is, you all leading is not coming out here and taking, I got you, NBA fan. Leading is not coming out here and fucking falling on swords for your wives. That's not what being a leader is. where you just go out and you get your ass verbally whooped because your wife stepped in it by saying some stupid shit. That's not what it is. By the way, have you ever seen Karazin's wife, a husband do that shit? I'll give you an example. What's Donovan Sharp was talking about Cassie West. Found out she used to be a single mother. Go figure. What's her husband doing? Getting his ass verbally beat in some shit that ain't got nothing to do with him. Because his wife wanted to have an opinion. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? That's what being a husband is? No. You need to be telling these motherfuckers, look, if you want to talk to them, I'll make it so you talk to them. I'm going to make that happen. No, I just want to do a video. I just want to do a video so I can get my thoughts out. Why? Because you're looking at comments. Because you're giving a fuck about comments. You're looking at other videos. Then what happens is everybody becomes the bad guy because it's seen as we're beating up on people. No, man. People don't respect that. If you're going to be a thought leader, be a thought leader. Actually communicate directly with the source. Now, if people don't want to communicate with you, that's a different situation. You got to do what you got to do, but you can't say that's what's going on with Kevin. Y'all are not reaching out because people are still in, I don't want to give him credibility mode. And now people know that their credibility will be fucked with because somebody's like at their level. You see, a lot of this stuff has always been hidden because people weren't able to get the numbers. So they hid behind that and try to act like, well, what people are saying is not as legitimate because they don't have the subscribership for it. And this is how a lot of dudes that cater to the gynocracy has been able to protect themselves. They've been able to do it by not hearing it. So anyway, let's see what y'all got in some of y'all videos. Let's see what we got here. It does get worse when you get married, Pharaoh. I agree with that because then they got more resources to codify a lot of what they do. Neo, that happens when you're a Sir Hines. That's funny. Captain Cisco, Aaron Anderson got a hair. Everybody got to talk about the haircut. Yeah. Roger over the bending backwards and diplomatic. They said, yeah, you right. You right. You know, Roger tried to do it the nice way. And at the end of the day, they gonna come for you no matter what. That's definitely right. And yeah, there was one video where Kevin was just talking the most shit. Kevin was just talking the most shit, man, for real. Yeah, but I'll be doing like live reactions as well. Like you'll see the picture right here, and then I'll be looking at it, kind of like I'm looking at my big screen. And I'll be talking hella shit, so it'll be funny. And yeah, I'm gonna be posting it, so y'all might as well get ready for that. If you don't like it, you know where to go. The back button is on the upper right hand side. You know what time it is. Yeah, battling dating coaches because of your wife. It's like, bitch, it's YouTube. Watch something else. Oh, you're not gonna defend me? No. I should do a clip of Kamala Harris. No, I'm not. Because you doing stupid shit. Well, you're not a man. Well, you're a dumb bitch. Go figure. That's how you do with that. Women, like I'm not somebody's German fucking shepherd. Cassie West is that chick that tried to do a video, that white chick that tried to do a video on Kevin Samuels. Go to Donovan Sharp stuff. You know, Donovan covers the white bitches over there. No, and B, you can be. Like, this isn't, look, even if you are pro-marriage, being a submissive husband is a real thing for black men. When you're looking at 80% divorces, like, are activated by women, okay, you agree with Kevin on marriage. So the only thing we agree with is dudes shouldn't be getting married under 30. That's a real thing. It has nothing to do with justifying not getting married. That's a real thing. And if you want to get married, that's an angle you have to look at. Meaning, if you see a female, I don't know about Boyce Watkins' wife, but what I'm saying is if you see women in a family and they have not been married, they cannot stay married, everything you need to know. Because in the modern era, it's no reason for them to do that. And I'm not saying, and the thing about it is, I'm not necessarily saying Boyce is a submissive husband. What I'm saying is the tendency of a submissive husband is to get out there and start fighting battles that your wife starts. And even in how you do that, there was a better way to do that. Again, Kevin has a big market that Boyce has. Kevin, at this point, nobody can deny where Kevin's going. He should have basically reached out. He should have did that. And then basically said, let's do an interview. And guess what? She get to be there. She can ask all her questions that she wants to ask. I'm not sitting there saying, whatever she feels shouldn't be acknowledged. That's something he easily could have did. It's not hard. Hey, shout out to Mr. Fantastic. They got Roger. Yeah, man. I'm surprised they haven't gotten me. She gonna spend. I don't know. I don't know all that. I'll tell you what though about Rebecca. Rebecca strikes me as somebody that can nag like a motherfucker. And I bet you Boyce's wife can do that too. The naggers. Yeah, a lot of black men are submissive boyfriends. Don't get me. Shout out to Mr. Fantastic. Don't get married, bruh. If you believe in marriage, you don't believe in that. If I told you there's a 70% chance of dying doing something, would you do it? Well, you know what we do for the pussy, right? You know how black men are. In-house pussy, you know. Don't ask black men that. You might not like the answer you get. But I get what you're saying. Fantastic. There's absolutely no benefits for a man getting married. Yeah, because I mean, well, I know it's gonna be bad for you, well, not bad. It's gonna be bad because I didn't know Fantastic was going through what he was going through in this situation. So you can't say, well, nigga, you ain't never been married. He's gonna be like, actually, bitch, let me. You think Bernard was bad? That's Bernard shit. We should have a divorced husband stream. All y'all niggas start talking shit. Like, so y'all can't, these chicks can't say y'all didn't try it. B, don't do that, B. First of all, businesses don't fail. Failing is kind of like, sometimes they get reassigned more than they fail. And by the way, businesses failing doesn't have the same kinetic impact as a marriage failing. You know, one of the leading causes of poverty is marriage, is divorce. And black men are the most homeless. That's not true for business. It's not true for business. Business has bankruptcy, B. Compare bankruptcy to divorce court. Divorce court documentary. So I'm not trying to get into that back and forth argument. I will say Fantastic has more credibility to talk about that than I do because he's been married. So all that shit y'all can tell me, you can't tell him. Anyway. No, we're talking about for men. We're talking about for men, B, so don't do that. Damn right I digging my nose. Yeah. But 60% of the home, I don't know if that's true because I haven't seen that myself. I haven't seen the percentages. But if we go on what you said with 60% of the homeless population, yet black people are 60% of the 6% of the population. But you got black women. I just saw a white chick out there begging earlier today. Yeah, I ain't never seen no black woman. But black women got it so fucking hard. Yeah. I'm not, look, man, my policy, and it's not a new policy. My policy on marriage is, As a black, it's just like smoking cigarettes. Do what the fuck you want to do. You a grown ass man. I'm gonna just tell you what I think it is, but go in with eyes wide open. That's all it is. Appreciate the super chat, Spooky Freeman. Some black men become submissive husbands due to upbringing. Others end up there as the wife does the bait and switch with the full weight of the legal system on her side. Absolutely. And I think that's something needs to be talked about in the manosphere, the submissive husband. I don't want to call it a theory because it's not, but the submissive husband theory, the situation. Because it happens. And a lot of and a lot of the divorces that the marriages that last, and then they'll say, oh, well, you know each other. I mean, my point is that you got all these dudes now trying to come in the manosphere and really trying to talk this shit. Shout out to Dennis Sperling because he definitely mentioned the manosphere, including BGS Igmore on Fox Soul when he was up there. So he definitely shouted folks out. O'Shea, Duke Jackson as well as Kevin. So again, as the environment changes and gets worse, a lot of people are not going to be able to hide behind these platitudes anymore. They're just not. They're just not. Yeah, I did this on purpose so I can have a lot of that side open. So in case I want to talk about something, so it's a certain way you got to angle the camera. No. Fantastic. I know you don't like BGS and that's cool, but I got to tell you that BGS asked literally that same question like maybe a week ago about B. He literally said the same shit. I just got to tell you that. He literally was asking the same line of questions about B. No, B is not a woman. But B, when you got two niggas that don't like each other asking the same questions about you, you need to check that. That's something you need to check. That's when it kind of becomes official. When two niggas don't like each other, start saying the same thing about a certain situation, yeah, that means, you might want to take a look at that. Yeah, like fantastic. I've had this argument with B back and forth for a minute. He loves, like when I have talked about marriage, as far as Kevin saying, it's like what my opinion of it is. B comes into this fucking bullshit. Like for real, he does. Like he has these opinions about what single men do. Now, B, I do want to let you know that Fantastic has been married. So you're not talking about somebody that has not been married. And he's been married for the most part on his tenure on YouTube. So the shit that you say to me is not going to work with him because he's actually had to deal with the shit. He's not talking in theory. Not that I am, but yeah, so yeah. But yes, fantastic. This is the type of shit I got to deal with on my channel. Well, I mean, you can be. I mean, I fuck with Kevin, but at the end of the day, I mean, you basically want to say what the argument that we're making, the argument that Kevin makes is that black men want to couple up. Not he kind of argues they should, but he more argues that black men want to do it. And he argues against dudes that say that black men don't want to do it. But your argument is different. Your argument is everything you should get married no matter what the issues that could happen in divorce, which at least Kevin acknowledges that 80% of the divorces are activated by women in the black community. And he does address that on the back end. He does give acknowledgement to why a lot of dudes don't want to get married and saying that black women are going to have to fucking do better to change that. You're not going to be able to shame black men into that. So even Kevin acknowledges, although Kevin is mainly dealing with quote unquote 6-figure dudes and high value men. So he kind of then says, well, it's a different situation with them, which most people do agree that black men that make over 6 figures do tend to get married. At least up until this point. You're saying something different though. Don't time them out. I kill Deuce. I wouldn't disagree. I bet you that happened. And I bet you she did the thing where she knew it ain't nothing else better to do, and he's got this and this. I mean, again, Kevin talks about you shouldn't marry for love anyway, a lot of times. Yeah, but that's stoic submissive shit. Bill Hallmark said, "What's your view on black women and divestment?" All black women that want to divest should divest. Black men are not there's nothing stopping black women from divesting. It's like think about it like the NBA. It's like an NBA player saying they don't understand. I hate to say it this way, but I'm gonna say it. Take Carmelo Anthony. Imagine if Carmelo Anthony did what James Harden did, but he was just coming off a really good contract. And everybody's saying, I can tell you nobody wants you, but let's let you go on the free agent list so you can find out the hard way that nobody wants you. That's basically what I think about the black woman divestment movement. Black women have always known that they can date who they want to date. They do not have the same kind of levers that black men have up till this point. So that's a threat. Black women are already fucking non-black men. They just want to have you believe that they're not. So when black women talk about divesting, and also the other part is you can't divest from what you are. Black female culture is the zeitgeist of the black community. So this idea that you can divorce yourself from the culture that you're the essence of and bring that into other relationships is goofy. It's goofy as fuck. So I say that all black men should heavily encourage black women to date non-black men, because we're not sexually intimidated by them. So when they say that, you be like, you should. But what about the black race? What about it? I mean, first, the black race is not going to do well if people are in it that don't want to be in it. So yes, anybody that wants to leave should leave. That includes black women. In fact, I encourage it. I encourage all black women that want to date out to date out. What's the fucking problem? Why? The real question is, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it? That's the question. I don't know why you're talking to me. That's how you all need to approach that when they say that. You need to encourage them to do it. Call their bluff all the fucking way. And I would say the same thing if I knew black women were capable of dating out and actually getting white men. This is not about, I know they can't, so they don't. No. Raheem, it has something to do with my channel. And I talk about what I want to talk about with my channel. I didn't sign a contract with the Black Manosphere. I talk about what the fuck I want. So when people use this our space, it's my space here. If I'm a guest on somebody else's channel, like Fantastics, then we talk about what the fuck he wants to talk about. But when we're on my shit, if somebody asks something and I want to answer it, I answer it. If I don't, I don't. I get tired of y'all talking about the my space, which means you all can just hop on channel to channel and call it somebody's our space. Like you can dictate to me what the fuck to talk about. Just like what I said with these microphones. I said I deal with that shit when the fuck I wanted to deal with it. And I decided I wanted to deal with it. I mean, niggas kill me with that shit. Telling me, like y'all got, that's one thing I'm gonna tell you straight up. Y'all gotta stop telling people what to do. There is no outline and there is no 10 fucking commandments about what people can talk about in the manosphere. If you don't like it, you can click the back button and go to another goddamn video. Don't ask. Seriously, and I'm still in the middle of kind of constructing this thing. It's going to be a new rule. Anybody asking why something is happening, it's going to be a green light for your ass to be timed the fuck out. Like, seriously. I'm saying that right now. And if I see it, I'm going to time you out. I don't want to hear nobody asking me why the fuck I do what I do. Just know that I do, and that's all that it's going to be. If I have a bitch on here that I interview, just know that that's what I'm doing, and you don't have to watch. Yeah, like talk about what black women do. Like I can kinetically connect what black women do to black male violence. What are you talking about? Like understand something. Some of y'all, I've talked about this in my Telegram, but I'm gonna talk about it here too. I'm sorry if some of you all don't have the discipline to be around women without losing your minds. I've never had that problem. I've never allowed pursuit of pussy or peer pressure to influence how I think and what I want to do. Ever, ever, ever. I didn't need to be red pilled for that. So a lot of y'all, it's like alcohol. Y'all know if y'all take a sip, you all are done. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. Niggas be like Jessica X be main ones over there donating over there and listening. I go over there when I go over there. I don't when I don't. I treat her just like I treat anybody else female wise and everybody else on here as a content creator and a panelist when she wasn't a content creator. You all are the ones that add all this extra shit to it. And by the way, now that Fantastic's in the chat, I do want to say, yes, I agree with Fantastic's assessment about how he's going about dealing with Jessica X. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not over there like that, because number one, I leave that for you all. I'll say that. And number two, one of the things about ESPN, First Take, or even when shit was a lot more paternalistic in America, where commercials were more geared towards men, what did they do with the commercials? They used women. When they had panels, they had women, usually attractive women on. Hell, they still do this in Latin America with the news. Why? Because the women are the ones that bring the eyeballs for the men. Why do women get priority when it comes to new restaurants opening? Because if they like it, the men are going to go. Clubs too. So that's not necessarily feminism. That's just what you do to get to the dude. So a lot of people don't understand that, and Fantastic gets this, is that, men sometimes do want to see women. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if people start simping it up, then that's a different situation. But people get all annoyed, talk about this space and all this shit. Dude, I don't take it that seriously. I just don't. Not like that. Because at the end of the day, I know I have discipline. Our goal in the quote unquote gender war is to end it, is to make it understood that we're not gender warring with women. We are talking about common sense and talk about black male agency and black male determinism. Anybody that has a problem with that has a problem. Not that it's because black men hate black women, because that's not true in this space. And a lot of you all, I'm not saying you should be folks on channels that got women on it, but a lot of you all that like to empty the clip on bitches, a lot of you all that like to get angry in the chats and shit. This is why I had to handle somebody that was doing what they were doing in my chat before I decided to, put my channel on a break. You all are not representing us as a space well. You're not. We will check dudes that simp. We always have. And dudes that want to play that game typically don't really be in this space anymore like that. Oh, you talk about Trump getting impeached? Whatever. It happened. End of story. It's time to move on. Fantastic, don't take B seriously. He does what he does. I've wasted 30 minutes. I'm not trying to hate on you, B, but I've argued with you for 30 minutes um, at a time. So I wouldn't even go back and forth with him, Fantastic. He says what he says, and it is what it is. He argues with me too. And B, that's another thing, dude. Like, Fantastic is a content creator. Stop arguing with dudes, man. Like, a lot of y'all need to stop using the chat to go back and forth, and y'all not really saying shit. Like, for real. Y'all want to act like, no, I do that when y'all do that with the chicks and y'all do stupid shit. Man, Fantastic. These motherfuckers, I had a content creator in here that had 550,000 subscribers. And these motherfuckers are trying to empty the clip on this motherfucker. Like, for real. Anyway. Gym rat, what in? They're not hardcore red pill dudes. If you're look, man, Danika's an attractive woman, but I can look at an attractive woman. See, man, some of y'all, you can tell who's been around attractive women. When some dudes will say, nigga, you gay because that shit look good. You mean to tell me you ain't go thirst? No, because I've been around attractive women. I don't have a poverty mindset when it comes to attractive women. This is why I tell you niggas you need to go overseas. So you fucking the bitches so you can see that an attractive woman is not this like rare thing that you have to protect at all costs. A lot of y'all got the Helen of Troy syndrome. That's what I'm going to call it. The Helen of Troy syndrome. So yeah, if they're thirsting over Danica Marie, they're not a hardcore red pill dude. Because he's attractive, but goddamn, and I'm not going to say there's no chick that I can look at and be like, goddamn. There's a couple. But like on YouTube, I'm not on here like, oh my God, she's just so pretty. I can't handle it. No. They're not red pill like that. That's what that is. No, dudes don't like it. Yeah, whatever, B, man. No, but y'all gonna stop doing that, man, because my channel, I'm gonna tell you straight up, B, and you've been a long time listener, but that's your one and only warning. If I got content creators coming up in here, y'all don't need to be just coming at them like that. Because I know when I come on people's channels, I don't come on people's channels for niggas to take that as an opportunity to constantly go at me. I've told you all about Jerome's bitch ass. I've told you all about Sparks. Not you, Spliff, but the other Spark. So y'all need to stop emptying the clip at content creators. Now, if they say something, then that's one thing. But y'all are not gonna keep doing that. Like y'all gonna start getting dealt with by doing that. I'm trying to be nice, but make no mistake, I don't give a damn. I've already told you all what my concerns on Danica is. I've told you all that. My concerns on Danica is, well, actually, it's actually this submissive husband shit actually lines up. I don't know if her husband's a submissive husband, but I do know that she plays a kind of Game of Thrones like power game. She just does it better than most. She's very good at she's good at the letting a man feel like he's a man, but at the end of the day, she's in control of shit. And the way you deal with women like that is you make them, the way you deal with a woman like that is you make them do something that they absolutely don't want to do. You find out something they don't want to do and you make them do it. And if they refuse to do it, then you know what the fuck you're dealing with. Women like that, you deal with by telling them, I want you to give me your whole check. And then I decide what we do with it. The check that I work for, yes. Now, first thing somebody will say when they hear me say that is, well, nigga, I would never do that for a nigga like you because you ain't that nigga. I don't have to be that nigga for every bitch. I just have to be that nigga for one. And that's not a test of who I am as a man. That's a test of your cooperation or your submission. When you deal with women and you're not sure of like that, you say some crazy shit like that and see what they do. That's when you know for real. Now, if they legit think about it, that's better than them having a knee-jerk reaction. If they legit think about it. Yeah, I got you, Roger. Appreciate the super chat, Roger. I'm definitely gonna make y'all, all y'all, whatever Roger's new channel is. If you subscribe to me, you should be subscribed to Roger. I'm not gonna be sharing other people's channels like that going forward, like that. I'll probably do do interviews and stuff. But Roger is somebody that I definitely will, because I'll probably be doing more uploads. And Roger is always gonna have his lives, so kind of like you can consider his lives like my lives, because I'll be up there a lot. Yeah, Reginald, and I don't have a problem with Danica. I really don't. But I recognize that, and some dudes are willing to sign up for that. I'm not. That's not what I'm talking about, and I can nuance that. And it took me, I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while. I had to listen to Danica for a while because I found her on YouTube years ago, back in SWP days, like 2015. So I had to listen to her for a good while for me to catch it. Because it was something about what she was saying that it was kind of pandering-y. But it was, I was like, I gotta hear it, because I gotta see, because there's something here. And it wasn't that I was like confirmation bias. It was like, because she just struck me as to like women I knew of old women that like they're in my mother's generation, that they kind of understood. You gotta let a man feel like he a man, but still like Dennis Sperling calls it having power from a submissive position. Yeah, and here's the thing. Let me be positive on it too. Danica has her value. The reality is, Danica can we can actually rock with Danica to a certain point. Like because a lot of these women are so fucking off the goddamn chains. They don't know what up is down is anymore. And there's about 60% of the way that I can rock with Danica. It's just when it gets to the devils in the details. I'll give you an example. Remember when I told you all that you could sell matriarchy to black men? Danica's like a perfect example of that. And what happens is the women have crossed between matriarchy and gynocracy. And that's something Danica doesn't really see as really smart for women to do. Because at the end of the day, the more you wake men up, you're not going to get that trust back like that. She understands that. She's like a Sheryl Sandberg, if you will. Sheryl Sandberg is a second wave feminist, which I don't have really the biggest issue on second wave feminism. But she understood that you had to put back in the system for women overall to get more out of it. But if you just sat there and just played a zero-sum game, ultimately, if a critical mass of men wake up to that, that's going to be a losing proposition for women, because one of the main commodities that women trade on is trust. And she understands that. So there's a lot women can learn from Danica. I'll say this. Women should listen to Danica before they listen to Shira 7, Chrissy, and the other chicks that talk about femininity. I think she's probably the best one in really giving them the game. Now, I don't agree with the game she's given, but she'll probably be... Now, me personally, I say you need to listen to Love Dorsey even before Danica. But I would say Danica, if they really want outcomes that they asking for, or at least get as close as they can get, I think Danica's probably the best at giving them the game. The rest of them are fronting to a certain extent. She's probably the best one at getting them. I'm not going to say get over, but at least getting enough to be getting it what they can get. Exactly. Driving from the back seat. And a lot of dudes, yeah. And so that's where we agree on that women have gotten so off the chains that that information was never passed down to them. So a lot of decisions that they make and stuff like that. Love Dorsey. Lovedorsey. Go look her up on Instagram. You can see her on Facebook too. She's got A lot of live streams. Exactly. You can't allow somebody to lead by definition, because here's the thing. If you're getting somebody's permission to do something, or low key they agree with everything, that's not leading. But whatever, if that works for her, that works for her. I mean, she's a template. I mean, honestly, where her mindset is going to be probably one of the better templates for a lot of these women to get on, to get better relationships. I mean, she's going to be the closest to actually get a lot of these women in the mindset. I'm not going to deny that. These women will get a lot further listening to her than they would listening to Chrissy, Paris, Karazin. That I'll admit. And in that sense, I don't see her as a problem. Yeah, you're right. Selling black love is selling matriarchy, which is why you see me respond negatively to black love. They all are genuinely pro matriarchy. They just don't say it. And some of them do. Usually those are those polyamory hotep chicks. And as far as I'm concerned, a lot of these submissive husbands, they are, yeah, it's just not gonna work because these millennials don't care. That's number one. But number two, Boyce is not ready to really have. He likes to talk like he wants to have an honest conversation, but he's not ready to have a real honest conversation. Not a real one. He's not. Because Kevin's going to be the closest thing you're going to get to having an honest conversation. And shout out to Dennis Sperling as well. Oh, pro patriarchy? No. No. This is why I always tell you, you can't fix a spoiled child in the same environment they were spoiled in. Women don't give power back. You've never seen that in history with women's giving power. Power is taken. And the only real way that black men can really take power is by reasserting their choices as men. That's an individual choice, and that's a choice that you can choose to promote. I'm about to end this video, though. I do want to acknowledge the James Harden trade going to the Brooklyn Nets. I got to tell you, one thing about these super trades, did y'all forget about? If y'all don't, let me say it like this. Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Kevin Durant, and what's the other dude? You know what I'm fucking talking about? The center that was on the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan. If you all do not win a championship, you niggas are trash. And you're in the East. If you all don't get into NBA Finals, you niggas need to retire. I don't give a fuck who gets hurt. You niggas are trash. And that's the one thing about getting a super team together is when if you don't win, you niggas are trash. And especially when you got Steve Nash as a coach, say what you want about inexperience. He knows about offense. And you got another what's the other dude? He used to coach. He shouldn't be coaching, but somehow he coached. He coached the Phoenix Suns. Then he coached he coached Steve Nash on the Phoenix Suns. Then he coached Houston. Offense, you niggas are trash. I just want to say that. And yes, we will be talking more about sports. Shout out to Ticket TV. Oh, like I said, we getting into all of that. All that shit I said about this being a barbershop and shit, we getting into all of that. This is going to be a fun channel. I'm going to have some real good fun with this. And yeah, I will be sponsoring this with some business opportunities I'll be pointing you all to. As that stuff gets more on point, we'll be talking about that, like Forex stuff, different things that I do behind the scenes to make money. Gonna be promoting that. If any of you all are interested in doing something. Yeah, Mike D'Antoni. I don't give a fuck they have no bench. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. They're trash. if they don't win. They're in the East. That makes up for not having a bench. And their bench ain't that bad. I know Victor Oladipo went to Houston, so that might be a good start, good kind of reset for him. Black Hoover Strike says, what the fuck was the point of Durant leaving Golden State? He left Golden State. He did what he wanted, getting the championship. And you're right, though, as far as him going to another super team. And he didn't, and Draymond Green, it just wasn't working out. It was really Draymond Green's fault. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I would have got rid of Draymond Green as well for that, because he fucked that up. Well, I mean, James Harden proved. I mean, he can't. James Harden is too bald. It's too many. Man, you already know. We'll talk about it. No, it wasn't that his feelings hurt. Honestly, they should have rolled the dice and got rid of Draymond. Looking back, they should have rolled the dice and got rid of Draymond Green. The problem is they actually paid Draymond a little bit too much. He had worth with them the way they were built. But the problem is Draymond is not somebody who's demonstrated he's worth that outside of Golden State. Remember, he wasn't drafted high. No, what they did was they rolled the dice with everything because they were kind of like, he's gonna leave irregardless, because what they wanted was Durant's guarantee that he would stay, and he refused to give that. So they just said, fuck it, we just gonna let it be what it's gonna be. Well, I mean, the Nets are not, we'll see. Yeah, because the problem is, this is the issue. The issue is Kyrie Irving is good. Like, it's redundant having James Harden and Kyrie Irving. You already got DeAndre Jordan, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving. You got stuff that like does everything. That's stupid. That's just redundant. But we'll see, whatever. Anyway, y'all, it's been great talking to you all. I just wanted to say what's up. You know, we got this at a cool hour. You know, this will give me some footage to kind of see how this winds up. Because like I said, I wanted to have that side open in order to, be able to see some stuff with some editing stuff. So I appreciate it. But yeah, no, I don't watch college football like that. Not really. I need to get back into college basketball and see what that's going on. But anyway, y'all, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all showing out, at 50 folks, upwards at 60 folks. Like I said, I'll be showing my face a lot more. My content, I don't want to call it being moderated more. It's not, but it's definitely going to be put more to be more of a mainstream, because I definitely am trying to grow this channel. So bear with me with that. Yeah, what's up, Ice? What's up, Pharaoh? So anyway, with that being said, if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe. For those of you all that didn't know, yes, I pretty much like locked all my videos up. They're unlisted. I actually have about 1,000 videos, ironically. So I need to dig into some of those videos, see some classic stuff. And like I said, I'm working on a couple of different ways, different video types that I want to do. And we're going to have some fun. So with that being said, this is Edward signing off. Peace.